Hey folks, welcome to Thinking Theology. I'm Don. I'm taking a look at Ben Shapiro's Best Argument for God, I think it was titled. And I haven't seen it. I don't know what the argument is, but I like the challenge, and it's a short. So I don't know where this took place, but let's see what Ben's got for us. I analyze things more philosophically. I don't establish a theology. I don't have a particular theology or lack thereof. I just like to look at arguments that revolve around theological topics. This is clearly one of them. So let's see what Ben's got for us.
What is your favorite argument for God's existence and why?
So my favorite argument for God's existence is that I believe in free will. Okay, the reason that I think this is an argument for God's existence is because if you believe that human beings are essentially just balls of meat wandering around aimlessly in the universe, the kind of Spinoza's stone that thinks that it was moving of its own accord but actually was thrown, if you believe that and you don't believe in free will, then there's an internal coherence and logic to it. If you believe that you have the ability to make independent choices, that you can actually supersede your own biological drives and the environment around you to any extent, even to the smallest extent, this means that you believe in something that can't actually be proved by science, but that you are living every single day. And the notion that you have that will, and not only that you have that will, but that will is capable of comprehending the universe around you, that your will is sort of, your ideas, your ability to comprehend the universe is a reflection of a reality, of an objective truth that is out there, that says to me that there is a God, there's a common source that stands behind that objective truth and stands behind the mind that can comprehend that truth.
Okay. All right, that's an interesting perspective. I don't have a problem with anybody who believes in a creator of some sort or who doesn't. Ben didn't appeal to the texts, which is one of the easiest arguments to debunk, in my opinion, of course. Why are the texts right? Because God wrote them. How do you know God wrote them? Because the texts are right. That's just a circular argument, and that's one. But Ben said, okay, free will. Here's how his conception of free will works, that because we can contemplate sort of on a it's metacognition, we could go outside ourselves, we have free will to make choices. If you believe that we have that, which he does, then it suggests that we're more than a collection of cells just responding to our world. Simply put, that argument isn't compelling to me. I mean, I do believe that there's a creator, not because the texts say it. It's not the creator of the, the Christian Bible or the Hebrew Bible or the Quran or any text. My belief is simply based on, in a sense, logic. And it goes like this, that, it's an infinite regress in a sense. And I stopped on a point of the infinite regress, the one that made the most sense. The infinite regress goes along the lines of, where did the matter in the universe come from, if not from a creator? And then the response to that is, well, then where did the creator come from, if not from matter or from somewhere else? And it regresses back. Well, then where did he come from? And it just keeps going and going and going. If you choose a stopping point on that and simply says, look, I can't explain it all. The matter in the universe was always here, plain and simple. You can't deny that, right? You can't make an argument again. You can make an argument, but to me, it wouldn't be compelling because none of us was there. We don't know. There's so much that we don't know. And likewise with the idea that there is a creator, I don't know. It's simply a matter of belief. Maybe there's a third option that we humans just haven't thought of, or a 10th option that we hadn't thought of. Ben's argument is basically that free will kind of shows that we're more than just a collection of cells reacting to our environment. I personally act as though I have it. And actually, back when I was studying philosophy at Rutgers, I wrote a paper to that effect, that it was on the subject of free will. That's what we were discussing in class at that time. And I said, look, whether we have free will or not, to me, it just kind of makes sense that you might as well go along with the idea that we have it. It's less confusing, and it does give you if it's an illusion, the illusion of control. But we do respond to things more predictably than we think we will, or than we think we are. We think we're taking in our current circumstances and we're doing decision analysis and we're choosing a given girl to date or restaurant to go to or time to go to work or the direction in which we're going to go visit our buddies or whatever we're going to do, whether we're going to the football game or not. But it turns out that fMRI, MRI, CAT scans, all this stuff that are able to dissect the brain, when provided with certain ideas to think about, the experimenters are able to come up with something like an 85 to 90% accurate prediction rate as to what you're going to choose. So there's a lot that's yet to be uncovered about our biology, physiology, our neurology, how it all interacts within the human mechanism, and whether or not we really do have free will or not. I act as though I do. I don't have an argument against it. But to me, Ben's argument isn't dispositive, but I respect that he didn't say, because Genesis 1:1 says, in the beginning God created. That works for some people, and if they're kind people, I have no problem with that either. But for me, I base mine more on a sort of a logic where a stopping point on the infinite regress. It's either matter existed and then mankind eventually came about through evolutionary processes and stuff, and now here we are, and our brain grew to such an extent that we can make things up, including the idea of God. Possibly. I mean, that's one scenario that might have actually happened, but the other part of the regress is, where did this matter come from, if not from a creator? And to me, that does make more sense, that matter would have come out of some invisible power. Visibility isn't all that it's cracked up to be, the human eye. There's infrared, there's so many other aspects that we don't know about, things that we don't see, haven't yet perceived. The James Webb Space Telescope is seeing things that we never even imagined seeing. It's throwing Einstein's, the speed of light and the age of the universe and all these things into chaos, if not crisis, and all that. So there's a lot we don't know. That's why I don't have a problem with what somebody believes to make their best account of this life, as long as they're kind of nice, or in the worst case, or just leaves me alone, he leaves you alone, just lets people be. But when people start insisting they know what's right, it gets obnoxious, because you don't. You can't know. You can believe, but epistemologically and other concerns, can you know what is right, especially at an event that we weren't there for? No. My opinion, obviously. So there you go, folks. Leave your comments. Have at it. I'll see you on another episode of Thinking Theology.